Today we're going to be looking at the 8 values test to see where I lie politically. As we can see, we have the economic, diplomatic, civil, societal, markets, world, authority, progress. Alright, 8 different things. Let's get started out of 70. Jesus Christ. Oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. No, not really. Governments can be a lot more powerful than any corporation can, really. It is necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect its consumers. Occasionally it is, but probably not, so I'm going to put neutral. The freer the markets, the freer the people. In general, this is true. It is better to maintain a balanced budget to ensure welfare to all people. Yes, balancing the budget is more important than welfare. I don't even like welfare anyway. Publicly funded research is beneficial to the people, more beneficial to the people than leaving it to the market. No, the market's more efficient. Tariffs on international trade are important to encourage local production. Well, that's a misnomer. Tariffs de-incentivize foreign markets, not incentivize local production. So you're just taxing foreign imports. You're not helping the local production. So in that case, I do believe that tariffs are kind of gay. So I'm going to put neutral, though, because you could use them strategically, such as with China. From each according to his ability to each according to his needs. That's purely communist garbage. It would be best if the social programs were abolished in favor of charity. No, because you wouldn't get the massive scale that you would need. In order to provide welfare to everybody, you need to. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. No, the poor don't contribute a lot, and the rich do, and the rich pay more taxes than the poor already. So no. Inheritance is a legitimate form of wealth. If by legitimate I mean legal, and by, okay, your dad made a lot of money, he gives you the money, that makes sense to me. Basic utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly owned. I think you could privatize a lot of it, but at the same time, I think some of it needs to be saved. So I'm going to put agree. Government intervention is a threat to the economy. Yes, it is. Those with the greater ability should pay to receive better health care, of course. Quality education is a right of all people. No, it isn't. The means of production should belong to the workers who use them. Obviously not. The United Nations should be abolished. No. Military action for our nation is often necessary to protect it. Yes. I support regional unions like the European Union. To an extent I do, because it does help them against like Russia and China, but at the same time, they use that to leverage themselves against us, so I'm neutral against it. Usually they're to our detriment, though. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. Yes, it is. A united world government would be beneficial to mankind. No, it would not. It is more important to retain peaceful relations than to be furthering our strength. Strongly disagree. In fact, the only reason why we're in peace is because everybody's scared to take advantage and fight us, right? So, wars do not need to be justified to other countries. That's somewhat true. Now, having allies and stuff is a good thing. But in general, you don't really need one, especially for such a big country such as our own. Military spending is a waste of money. No, and people that say that are not that smart. International aid is a waste of money. Somewhat true, somewhat false. In certain cases, yes, it is. Like, for example, we give foreign aid money to give scholarships to women in STEM in Pakistan. That is something that needs to be cut. My nation is great, of course. Research should be conducted on an international scale. Why? Neutral. Government should be accountable to the international community. I agree in general because we control most of that community. You know, the world order is ours, meaning that if somebody needs to be accountable to the rules of the world, they're accountable to ours by proxy. Even when protesting an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. No, I think you should be able to fight if you need to. Like the Revolutionary War. Okay. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. Hypothetically, yes. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. Hypothetically, yes, through. Though. Maybe don't invade countries to do that, but, whenever you get the chance, you might as well, right? It is very important to maintain law and order, yes. The general populace makes poor decisions. I kind of agree. Physician-assisted suicide should be legal. No. The sacrifice of some civil liberties is important to protect us from terrorism. Well, civil liberties as a right would not be right if they're curbed by it for a minute. So I just strongly disagree with this. Government surveillance is necessary in a modern world. No, it is not. The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty. Neutral because the state's supposed to protect your liberty. Regardless of political opinions, it is important to side with your country. Yes, it is. All authority should be questioned. Yes, it should. A hierarchical state is best. All of the states are basically so. It is important that the government follows the majority opinion, even if it's wrong. I disagree. The stronger the leadership, the better. I would say yes. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. So this is a stupid question. I would say neutral. Environmental regulations are essential. No, they're not. I mean, I'm assuming that they're meaning the ones that we have, and we have too many. A better world will come out of automation, science, and technology. I agree to an extent. Children should be educated in religious or traditional values, yes. Traditions are of no value on their own, neutral, because I think traditions that are bad have no value. But the value of a tradition in and of itself is that it unifies a certain given culture. So I guess it's valuable to like how you can utilize it, but at the same time it does hold together a culture, so that's a benefit. So it's neutral. Religion should play a role in government. I strongly disagree. Churches should be taxed the same way other institutions are taxed. Nope. Climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life. Gay? No, of course not. It is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change. No. Society was much better than what it was. No. Society was better many years ago than it is now. No, it isn't. And you can just look at a lot of things. Sure, there's like normalization in gay marriage and stuff, but I mean, in general, if you look at society, at least in America, a lot of things were not as, there's a lot of bad traditions that we had back then, and I'm very content as a person. So it's typically a lot of like basement dwellers that are like LARPing about the 1950s anyway, right? So it is important that we maintain the traditions of our past. I agree. It is important that we think long-term beyond our lifespans. I agree. Reason is more important than maintaining our culture. Yes, it is. Drugs should be legalized or decriminalized. No. Same-sex marriage should be legal. No. No cultures are superior to others. That's obviously wrong. Sex outside of marriage is immoral. In Christianity, it is now. If it's secular, I mean, yeah, still. Let me put it strongly agree, though. If we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. Yes. Abortion should be prohibited in most or all cases. Yes. Gun ownership should be prohibited for those without a valid reason. Disagree. I support single-payer universal health care. No. Universal healthcare would not work here because we are the country that leads in innovation, meaning that every other country can completely subsidize 20% of their industry just based on the fact that they're just copying our pharmaceutical innovation and are using our R&D. So whatever works in other countries doesn't work because we're the lead country. And in the parasitical healthcare system that is the world's healthcare system, we cannot be like the other ones. It would collapse the structure of command. Prostitution should be illegal, yes. Now, some people, I don't know why some conservatives want to make it legal. I think that's gross. I think prostitutes, from what I've seen, are STD-ridden sluts. But I mean, I don't know. Seriously though, of course it should be illegal. Maintaining family values is essential, yes. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous, of course. Genetic modification is a force for good, even on humans. Maybe, yeah, probably. We should open our borders to immigration. No. Governments should be concerned about foreigners as they are about their own citizen. No. That's the whole point of a government. You represent your own people, not other people. All people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality, should be treated equally. So, sexuality, okay. So you're a gay cannibal from Sentinel Island. You should be treated equally to me. Of course not. No. We are not equal. It is important that we further my group's goals over all others. Yeah. All right, so this is the results. Capitalist, 80.8% markets versus 19.2% equality. Nationalist, 82.8% to 82.8% nationalist versus 17.2% world. Statist, 70.6% authority versus 29.4% liberty. I'm a traditionalist, 74.7% tradition versus 25.3% progress. 8 values, capitalist fascism. Whoops. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh god, oh god. Guys, I'm not an. Oh shit. Oh my god, no. No, no. Alright. I didn't mean to do that. Last time I would get right wing populist or a neoconservative or something conservative. This is weird, guys. What the hell? I was like 40% liberty before. I don't know what happened to me. Anyways, guys, I'm not a fascist, by the way. This test is gay, then I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. What are you guys? Are you surprised by the thing I got? Subscribe if you want. If you want to see more stuff like this. All right. Bye.